asshole of today.
Dave Ramsey. I knew, when you're starting an asshole of today segment and you say Dave, there's many Daves. It could be Dave Portnoy, but I think I mean, how many other shitty Dave McCormick, who's that Republican dipshit congressman? There's many Daves that are bad news.
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey may be the biggest asshole of all the assholes of today.
And of course, apologies to any good Daves out there. We don't want you to feel attacked.
I know some good Daves.
Okay, yeah, there's also good Daves. There's plenty of good Daves out there. I'm sure probably mostly good Daves, right?
Yeah. Of course.
So this is an old clip, apparently, of Dave Ramsey is like that guy who gives people money advice, but mostly the money advice is like, you should have been born into wealth. You shouldn't have debt.
Also, don't drink Starbucks. Like, don't drink any coffee or have any creature comforts, because that $5 coffee is really gonna ruin everything relative to compounded interest and the increases in the stock market for your portfolio.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you have a mortgage? I guess you can't eat out for the next 20 years. So until that gets paid, no vacations, no restaurants.
You just said that it was an old clip. I've been seeing this thing all over the place. Is this recirculating? Is that the deal?
Yeah, because, DSA is in the news, socialism is in the news.
Wait. Socialism? Socialism.
Yeah. It's big, scary socialism is in the news.
I mean,
people are not, it's interesting. People aren't afraid of fascism. And I feel like this word socialism is being used in the way that everyone should be using the word fascism. Like you guys should be scared of fascism.
I don't think it has the whatever I can't think of a descriptor, but I don't think it has the cachet that it once had. I don't think it has the juice anymore.
Yeah. So this is making the rounds because socialism came up, and this, Dave Ramsey takes calls from viewers who are like, again, remind me I can't go out to restaurants, right? And so this woman was calling in and she's like, I need advice about how to structure my will because my kids, they became socialists and I don't want to leave them any money now.
They became what?
Socialists. Oh my God, they're disgusting socialists. And so I don't want to leave them any of my money. They can't be in my will. So Dave, what do I do?
So I am looking for some guidance from Dave and Dr. Delaney about my will. I have two daughters, one of whom is doing very well financially. She and her husband are in the 1%. And the other daughter earns about $50,000. And for several years, I felt uncomfortable about how to, divide up the assets. I'm an everyday millionaire. But more recently, I've gotten to the point where I don't want to give either of them any money.
Why?
I feel like I've worked so hard my whole life. I paid for college for them. I've paid over $500,000 for college for them. And they've turned into socialists. And they just, but they have. And
Tucker Carlson co-hosting.
Yeah.
Monique,
yes.
You're my favorite call maybe in 2 months.
I know we're all laughing.
No,
but
we're with
frankly,
you. We're with you.
I'm depressed. I'm very depressed about where
stupid.
I see my children heading. And I think I don't want my money to go to them. And I feel terrible about that.
You shouldn't. They're not entitled. They didn't hit the DNA lottery. They're not entitled. My children have been instructed since they were small that in order to get the opportunity to manage the money that God gave me to manage, meaning that I hand off the responsibility to manage some of the Ramsey fortune to them, they will have to be people of character. Socialists are not people of character.
Okay.
They're parasites. And so if my children are going to be parasites, I'm not going to finance their lives so that they have a reality show.
Is there a way to put money in, let's say, a trust where they couldn't get access to it till they were, let's say, 70 years old?
Well, I mean, then they'd just be a 70-year-old socialist, right?
Well, but I'm hoping by then they will have kind of woken up.
You can. All of our estate is trust based, and our trust is. We've done it from a faith perspective, not an economics perspective. But if they're not walking with God, they don't get to manage God's money.
God's money? Why does God need so much money? Isn't God God?
Well, what's
Vile
interesting
fucker he
about that is if he's going to claim that God has given him all of this vast wealth to manage, the natural question would be, why aren't you using God's money to feed the poor? Why aren't you using God's money to feed, the hungry and
pay some hospital bills of the sick?
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you could be doing to alleviate societal ills with God's money. But instead, God wants Dave Ramsey to have multiple homes and to torture his children and say that unless they profess a belief in God and his worldview, that they don't get any financial support. Very strange.
Very, very Nazi coded in the language.
Oh yeah, it's eugenics, right?
Well, also socialists are not vermin, parasites.
Yeah, and then talking about the DNA, I mean, you can see why Dave Ramsey is a Republican and, again, doesn't really have issue with fascism. He doesn't have an issue with the fascist president.
He's a fascist.
Right, but he's really critical of socialists. And again, who is this woman calling, sounds like a nightmare for that lady and her kids because she thinks that their political values are demonic, but it sounds like maybe they just care about people. And
it actually sounds more to me like that money's going to run out anyway because Marlboro Reds are very expensive. And I want to talk to Dr. Ramsey about my socialist vermin children.
yeah.
Those ain't Virginia Slims she's smoking, Brittany Page.
Yeah. Yeah. And we try not to talk about religion as much and things like that because people can be believers and they can do great things with that. But this is an example of someone who is weaponizing his belief system to keep other people down, to pass around this indoctrination that has people putting up walls instead of being more open to helping other people. I mean, imagine believing that your multi-million-dollar fortune was given to you because you are special and uniquely deserving of that from the creator of the universe. That is a level of narcissism and sickness that I can't really even fathom. And I have people sometimes comment to me on my videos when I talk about my background and I talk about luck a lot. And they'll say, it's not luck, it was the hand of God that saved you. And there's few ideas that I would consider offensive, but that's one of them for me personally. I mean, you can believe that God saved you if that helps you psychologically to move through your distress or whatever. I'm happy if that's a tool for people. But for me, to believe that I was protected by someone while countless millions are condemned to suffering and pain and struggle, that's not really something that I find valuable as an idea. And in fact, it makes me kind of sick. And so, when I hear this stuff from Dave Ramsey, it has that same effect for me where I feel gross hearing it. It makes me feel gross. Why does he feel so special? He's not special.
Also, let me, just as an aside, what kind of a prick version of Jesus do they believe in? The Jesus that I grew up believing, even in my right-wing household, the version of Jesus was a loving character, just hippie Jesus. He was the poor should be fed and the sick should be healed and the downtrodden should be lifted out of oppression. He was the egalitarian, love and peace Jesus. What prick Jesus is this guy?
No.
Wait. Your kids are sick? Are they fucking socialists? Let those cocksuckers die. I mean, what are they doing? What version of this is almost exclusively an American invention and perversion of Christianity.
Yeah, well, and even the caller who was like, I hope my kids, when they're
What about my vermin children?
she's like, I hope when the vermin children are 70, and they're vermin elderly people, that they will stop being socialist. And it's kind of like that idea of, I hope my kids age into being conservatives.
Yeah.
You know, it's that old trope of how you get more conservative as you get older because you like become jaded and angry at the world, and then you start taking it out on everyone else. Like, no, actually, you don't want your kids to end up like that, right?
My socialist children have poisoned the blood of my inheritance.
And the random DNA talk? I mean, come on.
It's Nazi shit, man. It's Nazi shit. Anyway, we'd love to know what you think about this asshole of today and anything else that we talked about. That is it for the show, 657-464-7609. And you can email a voice memo from your smartphone or a regular old-fashioned email to I doubt it at dollemore.com.
Yeah, send your emails to Dave Ramsey.
No, I was going to say daily at dollemore.com.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
Send them to Dave.
Socialist parasites at daveramsey.com.
This is actually a missed opportunity to promote one of my videos where members of the Trump administration were talking about how taxpayer money is God's money. And they're...
Oh, yeah, no shit.
And that's...
a failure. What a failure on your part.
I know. So this is 5 years ago. So Dave Ramsey was talking about his own fortune being God's money, but I guess the taxpayer funds are also God's money. And God, what do you know? He wants it to go toward dog shit gold leaf statues around DC. Who knew?
No better way to get people behind your insane spending of taxpayer dollars than to just say, well, this is God's money. Oh, well, in that case, spend it all. We need more ballrooms. In fact, make everything. Make the whole White House just a giant fucking ballroom.
That's what God wants.
Hey, listen, if you like the cut of our jib and you'd like to help support this work, you'd like to help produce this program, go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast, and you can do just there. You could pick your tier, see to what level you want to help support the show.
You could also vote in the poll on what you would want to see for episode 1000.
Patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. We love and appreciate you very much. We hope you enjoyed the Sweepy Cam. Sweepy.
Are you a good girl?
Hi, baby. We're nerds. Anyway, we love and appreciate you very much. We'll see you next time. For Brittany Page, who's sitting right there, I am Jesse Dollemore, and this has been episode 984 of I Doubt It. See you next time.